When we think about events, we really need to think about what it's doing for the participants. One of the great quotes that I just heard the other day that really resonated with me is this idea that we're not looking for things or ideas. We're really in search of the right people for what we're working on. And one of the beautiful things about events is that they actually facilitate interaction between people at such a high rate, at such a high velocity, that your odds of bumping into the right person for what you need increase exponentially by just the virtue of being at the event. But in this new virtual and hybrid world, it's hard to replicate that. It's hard to create conditions where people are as likely to run into the people they need as they do at an event. And for many associations, your annual events and your smaller events throughout the year are your bread and butter. So the question is, how are you going to enable those conversations, those spontaneous interactions all year long and at your events that are now virtual? And, it's pretty frustrating, right, to think about how we connect people in today's world at that high velocity in a meaningful and substantive way, right? In a lot of ways, we all feel that virtual events don't deliver on those crucial hallway conversations and create the connection between people that leads to lasting, meaningful collaboration. So every event has that same goal of facilitating these spontaneous interactions, creating connection, bringing people together, and doing it in a way that leads to lasting collaboration. And the unfortunate truth of most virtual kind of approaches to this are old school. They don't solve our problems. We're trying to meet our members where they are, which might be in email or on listservs, but it's leaving all of the opportunity for those meaningful connections on the table. So we find ourselves using email or sending out listserv and doing live chat during events, or even just constantly manually introducing people and doing the logistics of coordinating people, but it's leading to limited genuine engagement. People still feel frustrated by the lack of progress through their networking when that's the medium that we're using. So what we need to be doing is keeping a clear eye towards enabling hallway conversations that happen virtually, that create meaningful and lasting connections. That's the holy grail for associations today. And what it really does is create an opportunity for you, if you're betting on your annual event as a major driver for your revenue, to get that all year long, right? So you could be creating that same energy, that same atmosphere for your members, not just once a year, but all the time. So it's this constantly vibrant, dynamic experience for all of your members. And the way to do that at the core is to have substantive sharing, right? Networking that's based on superficial titles or basic information is not interesting. I mean, I'll say it for me personally, just working with associations over the years, working with different nonprofits, when people just want to meet me because of the role I have, I don't really find that inspiring. I'm not really reaching out to people saying, oh, look, this is what I do. I must have something interesting for you to do. It's when we go a layer deeper and we're talking about the substance of our work that catalyzes new ideas, that actually brings us together in really exciting ways. And it isn't surprising that today's data shows that people crave connections with others. They're looking for belonging, they're looking for connection, but they're doing that not in the abstract, not just anybody goes. They're looking for others who are working on similar projects or initiatives or problems. The really key thing here is people want to be connected with others who understand them, who they can relate to. And that's what your association does. It actually creates conditions for people who are alike to connect with each other. But if you're going to do that virtually, you have to dive in much deeper into how to reach them at that deeper level. We can't have superficial conversations. It doesn't advance anything downfield. What we need to do is figure out how to create conditions. So spontaneous interactions on their own are fine. The cocktail party chat is okay. But that cocktail party conversation turns into an amazing moment for collaboration when the conversation gets substantive. So you mix substantive sharing with spontaneous interactions and ease of access to each other in a virtual world, and you've just created the ingredients for powerful partnership. That's where the magic is.